What's up, Crypto Crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Mite, actively escaping the Matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Crypto Crew, Kaspa just turned 4 today, and although price sentiment is at a local low at the making of this recording, remember Kaspa is far from a finished project, and unless there are changes from a fundamental point of view, these low prices per Kaspa coin offer a unique buying opportunity. Not financial advice, of course, just my conviction shared with conviction. And happy birthday, Kaspa. May the Lord Jesus Christ bless the Kaspa community for years to come. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Protect your Kaspa coins, bitcoins, and other crypto investments through self-custody on a cold storage. And in our opinion, the Tangent wallet is your best option. Get 10% off using code CryptoCrew, and you can get another 50% off on your second Tangent card set. This runs till November 7th, 2025. Thanks so much for your consideration and support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
The pledge is this: I'm going to get them to their 1,000 nodes one way or the other, whether I deploy them or whether they're deployed through the community.
That's Daniel Keller, co-founder of Flux and Influx Technologies, who made an appearance on the XXIM Podcast recently, talking about Kas public nodes, which are now live on the Flux Cloud Marketplace, as well as Kaspa as an asset Daniel himself holds. But that doesn't mean he had no reservations on Kas. Listen in, Crypto Crew.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very verbal about what my concerns were, mostly around the origin of the chain, their data nodes that they had. Part of the chain was inaccessible. They said, yeah, because you got this chain bloat and things like that. Do I care about that? No, it's disruptive technology. Everybody goes through these iteration cycles. And they've become much more concentrated on decentralized recently. And folks like Wolfie, who is a good friend of mine, he knows I'm very transparent with what my concerns are. And I don't know that there's ever been a concern that they haven't addressed in some way, shape, or form. You know, transparency was a big piece at the beginning. We got that clarity. The archival nodes structure, we got some clarity around that. You know, hey, we'll have to, put these nodes back together, yada, yada, yada. So in the end, I feel pretty confident in them as a project. Do your own research. I'm not telling you to buy Kaspa by any stretch of the imagination, because nobody wants to listen to me for investment advice. But I do like what they're doing with decentralization. And that's what drew our community toward Kaspa. And very early on, we were right there lockstep with Kaspa while they launched. So, we like to see projects that are thinking ahead like that.
Initially Flux integrated with Kaspa back in 2022. So this new recent announcement isn't about the integration. It's about making integration easier, right, for everyone to deploy.
Bingo.
Oh, no, it's right.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a use case for Kaspa long term, I mean, there's a lot of talk about how they could, slide into the DPIN world at some point. I think they're gonna do it in tandem with other projects like Flux. So, utilization of their network is, to me, it's one of the only proof of work projects out now that I believe is preaching are doing what they're preaching.
Yeah, I think BlockDAG and now DAG-Knight and VProx. I think there are a lot of very interesting work that's been already done. But yeah, the stuff that's actually coming up is actually even more exciting. So what sort of uptick you've seen so far from the Kaspa community?
I think we're well over 500 nodes right now. I think their target goal was 1,000. I agreed to deploy whatever their shortfall was. So I'm going to get them to 1,000 some way, shape, or form. I'll deploy it on our network, whatever the shortfall is, because I believe in what Kaspa's doing. So, I kind of practice what I preach. If I'm going to tell other people to do it, I'm going to do it myself. So I would like to see them be like, 700 natural nodes, and then I'll finish in the other 300.
Beautiful.
But I'm okay either way, you know what I mean? Like, because I think the initiative is a really good one. Yeah, I mean, I think it's been unbelievably successful. You know what I mean? I get people reaching out to me every day saying, saying, hey, this was a great initiative. Thank you for helping with it. I'm super happy with it. The pledge is this: I'm going to get them to their 1,000 nodes one way or the other, whether I deploy them or whether they're deployed through the community. So, obviously the first line of defense and the first way you want to go is with community. But when I deploy them, I don't control them anyway. They all just go into the ethos and run for a year, and that's the end of it. So obviously committed people that are committed to it, and you don't need to use Flux. You can deploy it on your own computer at home if you'd like, as long as it meets the criteria, run a node at the house. I've did that. My Bitcoin node's been online since 2010. Update it and, update the hardware and stuff like that. But I run it. No, but I think it really gets down to grassroots, man, is what, we've lost our way with our community models. It's been about the price. I mean, you go into any Discord right now, it's all number go down. Everybody's pissed, whatever. Like, I think we've lost our way with the community because Flux, and I can only speak for what my community does, is they're the most vibrant in bear markets. My goal with Flux was to give it to the community. I think boomers especially have done a great disservice to the next generation. And of course, Gen X is on the line too, because we're going to hand this world off to our kids for the very first time in worse shape than we got it. They're talking censorship. They're talking privacy challenges. They're talking, moderation. You got people going to jail in the UK for posting memes. There has to be a better way. Web3 ushers that in because you're not relying on those centralized entities to control it. But I think we're definitely starting to see that tide change.
Yeah, the tide is definitely changing. But yeah, amazing initiative by yourself, by Flux. And, it's an epic pledge, right? For me, I think Kaspa community has to get behind it.
I don't make a damn penny on any of it, man. Like, I'm doing it because I believe in it. You know what I mean? Like, I believe in the project. And I think that if you believe in something, you put your time, talent, and finances behind it. You know what I mean? And that's where I think it really comes down to. But, people are so jaded from this whole hype cycles that have happened that I believe this next, I look differently. I don't think the bull market is a conventional bull market. I think you're going to see, BTC essentially move. And I think you'll see the alts that have actual use cases start to follow those pieces in tandem. I get emails daily from exchanges that want to know what's been done on your project, from investors, from people that want to know what's happening. And I think we're building a new class of educated investors. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. And I was very curious to find out how many nodes actually running worldwide on Flux, right? And how many Bitcoin nodes, because I know how many overall nodes are running on Bitcoin, but I don't know how many of them are hosted on, Flux.
Well, that's a bit of a tricky situation. We just went through a fork, so we're working through the ebbs and flows, but around 10,000 nodes approximately, and they're in 78 countries around the world. We are, by all definitions, the largest decentralized compute network in existence, which is nice. And it's a nice little claim to fame. And whenever I go in and present to somebody, it's kind of nice to show them that. But the big part is we run not only the nodes that are the Flux nodes, which is now our network and consensus validation. It's also our layer 2, our node infrastructure is saturated now. It's 100% of the network. So really what we're trying to do is provide services to the people that absolutely need them. And we're not talking top enterprises because, folks like Elon, he'll just go buy whatever he needs, right? But the reality of it is, 99.9% of us can't afford to do the same thing. And I believe we're in a digital gold rush right now. I believe cloud infrastructure and compute organically, holistically, right, is going to be a finite resource. And essentially, I believe Web3 and DePIN is successful when it looks and it feels, and the user interface, the UI UX is built like Web2. And that's what we did, is we built the interface. And if you've deployed a Kaspa node there, it's a couple clicks. Literally a couple clicks. Hey, you want to pay in fiat? No problem. We'll do that for you too. PayPal, Stripe. We're adding 2 more payment on ramps. And all of that you're spending then gets settled to Flux and goes back into the ecosystem. So truly a utility asset in every sense of the word.
Yeah. Can people pay using Kaspa?
It was requested and we're adding it. So we are going to add that. I think, it's one of those things. It's like there are payment rails that you could use multiple crypto with, but we want to make sure we're not taxing our users for doing it, because these payment rails are like 6% in some cases, 7%. So, our goal is to integrate the native Kaspa app, so it's a 1-to-1. So if we're not charging a fee, you're paying in Kaspa. If you pay in Flux today, you get like a 10% reduction. I could see the same thing with Kaspa. We'll do a 10% reduction if it's paid in Kaspa.
Shout out to Daniel Keller and the Flux team, as well as Ankit and the XXIM Podcast. Catch the full interview in the description box below. More to come in a vid near you. But before we go, Crypto Crew, shout out to our partners at Blowfin. I mean, if you are tired of exchanges freezing when the markets nuke, you want stability and a proven track record, which is exactly what Blowfin offers. Even while the October flash crash went down, no lag, no downtime. It's derivative first, so you can hedge your crypto investments with perps and keep fees low while you ladder in and out. Onboarding is fast, no KYC flow for sign up, and access is worldwide. The security of Blowfin is tight, Fireblocks custody and proof of reserve, and another plus is that they don't run internal market makers, meaning you are not getting counter traded. Check the link in the description box below and get your hedge on, Crypto Crew. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout for the next big thing here on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say I.